Honestly, I'm tired of repeating the same cycles. I wanna let it go. So here I go, life drop. Starting a new path for my fam. Finding who I am. Speaking life, loving me, even when I fall. Cause life be life in us all. Life be life in us all. Cause life be life in us all. Life be life in us all.
Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Portia O, your host of Life Be Lifin podcast. How you going? Did you miss me? Because I missed y'all, per usual. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of season 2 of the Life Be Lifin podcast as we embark up on another situation that is currently going on in my life. Child, listen, I told y'all, I be out here trying to pre-plan these topics and things like that, but there be moments that God intercedes and interjects and be like, girl, this is what I need you to pay attention to and take away in this season that you are currently in. So here we are with this episode, okay? Originally, I thought I heard the suppression is real, but as I did my research, I had to change it from the suppression is real because I really thought I was like really suppressing feelings. And I am. To be clear. But also, I learned a new word within my research, which was repressing. Okay. Let's talk about it. But before we jump into it fully, let me just welcome all of you who are new here. On this podcast, we talk about how life be over here, life, and we are all types of relationships, situations, and everyday things we are all experiencing all while in real time, healing and learning how to be a better human being. So if that's what you're about and that's what you are on, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Listen, y'all already know this segment, hashtag Life Be Life in Us All. Period. Hey, hashtag the village. This is where I have you all submit news, topics, and other things that you would love to hear me talk about. So in order to do that, listen to my babies tell you what to do.
Hey, it's me, Portia, host of Life Be Life podcast. Are you like podcast? Psych, it's me, Leo. Psych, it's me, Micah. Please email my mommy or DM her with whatever you want to talk about. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because Life Be Life in us all. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, babies. Y'all so precious. The most precious little things I've ever seen. Next segment is I got some questions, y'all. So y'all already know that I got a bunch of questions because I'm inquisitive, all right? If you didn't know, now you know. First question that is, again, not just for me. These are for you all. Please write them down so that you can answer them for yourself. And I will do my best to answer them throughout this episode, okay? Who is hurt the most from my actions? Who is hurt the most? Okay, these are questions I'm asking myself. What is happening that makes me feel this way? Like, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? And furthermore, where is the root cause of this issue coming from? You know how I feel about the roots, child. We've been talking about that pretty much all this season. What? Like, what's the root cause of the issue? Where's it coming from? And the last question is, why am I still wrestling with this? Okay. Why am I still wrestling with this mindset, maybe with this situations? I don't know. But why am I still wrestling with it? It's the whole thing. And I hope that I know that me expressing this on my virtual diary or journal with you all will help me process this even further, right? Okay, so next segment. Did you know? All right, because if you didn't know, that's okay. Your girl is here to tell you something I know of or have recently learned. Y'all know I love my good old Oxford Dictionary. So the first thing I thought to do, obviously, was to define the word suppress, right? And according to Oxford's dictionary, it says suppress means to forcibly put an end to it or put an end to. Okay. And if I'm talking about me suppressing my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, my whatever, that means that I am choosing to forcibly put an end to those feelings, those thoughts, those emotions, those mindsets, those attitudes. And this is the problem. Because obviously, in certain situations and circumstances, you shouldn't suppress, or you should suppress, right? But others, you shouldn't. And therein lies the problem for me, because I will suppress, forcibly put an end to my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotions at the risk of or for the sake of others. And child, I feel like I talked about this already, but this will be more so of a deep dive episode into it, because I'm trying to really figure out why I keep ending up in this same trick bag. Okay. Another definition for suppress was to prevent the development. To prevent the development, action, or expression of a feeling, impulse, idea, etc. Or another definition is to restrain. And again, there are moments and circumstances and things that you should do, that you should suppress at those times, i.e., if your boss is getting on your last god dang on nerves, study bothering you, study picking with you, study doing stuff to you that is very micromanaging, frustrating, then and you want to react or you want to be expressive in that moment in a way that may not allow you to keep your job. So you have to restrain yourself. You have to suppress those feelings, put a forcible end to it, right? You have to prevent the development of that emotion, feeling, thoughts to grow larger. You are in control. In those cases, don't react in impulse, right? You have to suppress. Restrain yourself. Other instances, though, which is what this whole episode is about, me suppressing how I truly feel or how things are making me feel. I don't even think I like that phrasing. How I'm allowing things to make me feel, how I'm allowing certain emotions and certain circumstances and things trigger my emotions. The thought to become way bigger than what I should, or minimizing them, right? It's such a trick bag, right? If y'all don't know by now, I try to be very careful with my words because there's power of life and death in the tongue. And I'm really not trying to speak towards something that I am consciously working on being better at using my words, or how I use my words, right? And saying what I mean and meaning what I say. Okay. But yeah, I'm consistently finding myself in situations and things that I don't necessarily want to feel a way about, or don't understand why I feel that way about those things. So here we are going down this rabbit hole of discovery. All right. And again, like I said earlier, I was hyper focusing on suppression and what that looks like. And then as I did research and the Lord led me to, I was defining suppression, and I went looking for some information about suppressing your emotions, what that looks like, how you can come up out of that, whatever. And the total article was speaking on repressing. And I was like, what's repressing? So then I had to go figure out what was the difference between repressing and suppression, repression and suppression. And according to very well mind.com, repression versus suppression. Repression is often confused with suppression. Another type of defense mechanism. First of all, pause, because I didn't even know fully that me suppressing my feelings, emotions, and thoughts was a defense mechanism. But also, it makes so much sense because I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I will be heard or received in these moments. So I suppress. I suppress and I repress because I don't want to be ousted or misunderstood or not accepted, I guess, to an extent, right? Is this speaking towards my outside validation need, which I have been doing my best at really figuring out how to turn that volume all the way down, because I don't want to have to lean and depend on other people validating me in order for me to feel validated or worthy or, essentially worth something. Like, but that is something that I have to really, really hone in on and focus on tremendously. Did not know that it was another form of a defense mechanism, but the more you know, right? So with that, where repression involves unconsciously blocking unwanted thoughts or impulses, all right? Repression involves unconsciously blocking unwanted thoughts or impulses. Suppression is entirely voluntary. That just frustrated me reading that again because, I am voluntarily blocking my own emotions, feelings, thoughts, mindsets, attitudes because of what? Because of other people and me not wanting to make them feel bad. But what about me? And I'm not saying that in a way like, oh, woe is me. I want to have that same care, grace, understanding, respect, love, empathy, compassion towards Portia. Like, how can I be that way with others at the detriment of me? Like, it's the math ain't mathing. I think if that's who I am at my core, that I should be able to be that person towards myself too. I shouldn't be over here voluntarily suppressing or like pushing away my stuff. And with other people, I'm not. Like, it just, it's not computing. And I feel so passionate about it because it's like, why? Why am I doing this? Why? What is the root? How did I get here? When did I get here? Like, and why is this still a thing at my big age of 36 years old? Like, but like I said, I just even found out the definition of repressing or the word repressing. I've never utilized that word essentially, and now I know it is an unconscious blocking unwanted thoughts or impulses. Okay. So I know I do be repressing a lot. I do. But I live real heavy in that suppression for the sake of others. And it's very annoying. They also said specifically, suppression is deliberately trying to forget and not think about painful or unwanted thoughts. You know what? Yeah, this don't make no sense. Deliberately trying to forget or not think about the painful. And what I do this all the time. And I just be like, I don't, it don't make me no never mind. But it does, Portia. It does make you a never mind. It does. It bothers you. But no, I'm just going to block it out. I'm just going to do my best to forget. But that's really hard to do when you're constantly dealing with people that are constantly reminding you of the very thing that you are trying to block out and suppress. They are the painful thing. They are the epitome of the unwanted thoughts. And you are dealing with them day in and day out. And it's like, seriously, like what am I supposed to do in this situation? And I have been feeling like that pretty much all of my life, but like here we go with these weekly lessons or these running things as of late in my life, and God is like really like making or allowing me, or I am now allowing myself the space to kind of like really delve into some things and look at the overall picture in much more in-depthness, right? Like I'm really like focusing in on this is making me feel some type of way and I'm not understanding why and or why I'm having a hard time navigating this space to express myself, right? When I consider myself to be a over communicator, but I still am a work in progress and working on my communication skills in general, right? So it's not an overnight thing. Like it takes some time, some practice. And the more, what I'm realizing about my healing journey, the more I heal, the more it reveals. Okay. And I ain't even trying to be like Reverend Al Sharpton right now, trying to rhyme. I'm just saying, the more I heal, the more it reveals of something else or something more that I need to like, oh, like it's really peeling back the layers of the trauma, the disappointments, the things, circumstances, all that. And it's exposing even more. I'm really digging into the root. I'm really getting in this dirt. Like my fingernails got dirt underneath it. Like it's all like I'm really digging in that ish. And it's like I'm getting to it. It reveals so much more. And what you thought was just some solid ground, and you just have to break that ground. And once I get under and in that ground, everything will be okay. No, it is really requiring a lot of more work. You didn't have to take some breaks. You didn't have to, switch out a tool. That shovel broke. Let me try another one. Maybe I need to get the digger thing. I can't even think of the name of it, but the big cloth thing to dig the dirt up to help. It's a lot. It's a lot of roots and stuff down there. You untangling one thing and it's leading you to another. It's just a lot. It's a lot happening. And I don't think we take into account how much work real healing requires. It is exhausting. It is not a walk in the park. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It really forces you to look at you. Yes, when you are being exposed and revealed to these things, you can kind of assign it to other people and be like, well, oh, this is what they deal with. Okay, now I see, I understand, or that's their problem or whatever. But the whole point of the healing journey is for you. It's for you. And whomever is in your orbit obviously can feed off of that, i.e., your children, your family members, and things like that. But this work that is required of you is for you and your sake. And whatever you are meant to uncover and reveal is meant for you. Okay. It's just very interesting how much I'm learning about myself. And I don't think that I had the knowledge of for a very long time. But God, okay? God knows what He's doing and when He's doing it. And I think it's something about us being on our healing journeys that when we are going through these stages and these levels and constantly digging it up, and really doing the work, you're ready to receive more because you've been through some things, if that makes sense. Like, I'm ready. Like, I've learned this new thing about myself. Okay, cool. Now I'm ready to learn this. God's like, okay, you did that part. You mastered that. Or even if you haven't mastered it, at least you accepted that. And now you're in a state of, okay, you're working on it. It's a process. You're working on it. Things are going to happen. But while you're working on that, let me show you another part that's attached to it that's also going to help. So, yeah, you worked on this. You realize you need to change your mindset and you need to work on that. So while you're changing the mindset, these are some other additional things that you need to know to help you change your mindset, because it's not just as easy as I want to change my mindset. No, it's like you actually got to put in some work and understand what you need to change in order to help change the overall mindset. It's some little minute things or tedious things over here that you got to kind of work through to get to the overall picture or to build up on the whole thing. So yeah, it's just, that's what I'm discovering throughout my healing journey. And maybe this suppression, deliberately trying to forget, like I do it all the time, all of the time. So this is going to lead me into, this is just my life experience. Okay. This is the segment I tell you about something about my life. Just simple as that. And something I've experienced. And lately, the only bullet point, well, not the only, but the main bullet point I have here is how I've been feeling. And I have been feeling extremely overwhelmed by, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I have been feeling discounted, betrayed, like people trying to steal my likeness, my light. Sad. I feel disgruntled. I feel annoyed, and I feel like I have fallen in the trick bag of being gullible and not recognizing or paying attention to the warning signs, right? Of what or how people have shown up to me. And when I say that, I mean like, okay, I'm trying to be like really vague. But like I have always been an oversharer. Okay. It's not much about me that I will keep close to the chest and not speak on. Even my ex husband used to tell me when we got together, and I'm super expressive about things that I want to be. I.e., if anything good happens, or if I get a new job, or if I like, we got pregnant with our kid, and like I wanted to share. I want to, bask in the glory of my blessings with the ones that I love and cherish. A quick aside, I know I've said it before, but just to be clear, I love very hard. I am, and that's in all situations, not just romantically. I love very hard. I want everyone in my space to feel my love and appreciation for them. And it's partially to the point of because I am this way with you, I set this expectation of people to be that way with me too, right? Which is something that I have recognized that you can't put expectations on people that you have curated yourself and not properly or effectively communicated to them that you desire from them. I'm really much so a shower opposed to just like I want to show you how much I love you and how much I care about you or whatever. And everybody may not be in that space, Portia. So you can't expect because you showed them this way, and I'm showing you this is how I like to love. And also the other side of it is I'm showing you how to love me or how I would like to be loved as well. But everybody don't pick that up. That's not necessarily their love language or how they would like to show love, right? So that's the quick aside, first and foremost. But I keep finding myself in this position of unreciprocated relationships. And I thought, again, I spoke about this early on in this season that I was showing up a little differently. I talked about this in my toxicity episode. I'm still showing up toxic, okay? But I love hard, and I thought I was doing I know I'm doing a better job at acknowledging and communicating how I desire to be loved and shown love, right? And so when I find myself in another situation that I am not receiving the reciprocated love, affect, acknowledgement, and all of that, I feel dumb. I feel stupid. I feel, again, mistreated, bewildered, disgruntled, confused, even because I'm like, man, I really thought I said what I wanted and I desired. And for you to show up differently than that, it's like, well, shame on you, Portia, because you should have been paying attention to all the warning signs. There was flashing lights, there was red flags, there was all types of stuff going on. And you decided to ignore it, to suppress it, to put a forcible end to it, to how you were feeling and how it made you feel. The thoughts that you came up with were too painful. And why it was painful is because I didn't expect that out of you. I thought I had done my very best to communicate that I needed this type of love and respect and interaction in our interaction. And for you to go behind that or receive that and essentially possibly dismiss that and push it to the side and do what you have done, which has led me to not trust further and to feel betrayed. It's like, what are we doing? And now here I am again. Like, man, Portia, you were gullible. You really thought. And partial of that is because I have a super stable host syndrome. Okay? I can admit that. I am flawed. I think that I can help any and everybody. And I can, but I need to learn. And what I am learning in this season is that my help does not mean that I have to sit in it with you. My help doesn't have to look like me harming myself in order for you to thrive. My help doesn't mean I have to sit there and hold your hand and walk you through it. You know, I have my life coaching business. Shout out to Lifin coaching services. Okay. I have that. And even with my clients, I have to, because I want to help people. This is part of the reason why I'm starting this journey in a way that I can help people before I get to the level that I want to get to, right? As far as my education or whatever. But this is a way for me to help people in their current state and where I currently am. And I have to know how to detach myself, Portia. Yes, my desire is to help you get through your stuff, but I cannot personally attach myself to your stuff, right? I can care about people. I can have compassion for people. I can empathize with people. Yes, I can do that, but I cannot carry the load for them. And I feel like God been trying to get that thing in antidote to me for years now, right? I.e. my marriage, I.e. friendship, all types of stuff. Familiar, like, but I really have a problem with thinking I can save somebody and I can't. Only Jesus saves. And I wasn't trying to be Jesus, but I be really thinking, oh, you just need help. You just need somebody to, nobody ever took out the time to really nurture you and guide you and help you. So why not me? But you know why not you, Portia? Because you don't know how to detach. You don't know how to drop a gem, give information, give the knowledge, give the love, give the nurturing, give the things, and detach. I feel like I have to be personally invested in it. I have to be right there alongside you and we carrying this thing together. Let's carry. Girl, you got your own shit to carry. I'm already carrying 1,001 things. I am already, God revealed to me, I am operating on 3%. You know, when your phone gets to 3%, it's about to be a wrap. You better go plug that thing up and you're going to lose all the access to all the things. And here I am operating at 3%, low battery, savage, whatever the things say when you below a certain amount. Like, I'm over here in the danger zone of being completely shut down, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the things. And yet I am trying to carry my shit in your shit and everybody else shit. Like, what are we doing? because I don't know how to detach. But God is showing me, Portia, you got to detach. How can I have my business? How can I help my clients if I don't detach? How can I show up for them if I don't personally detach? I have to detach. I have to sever those feelings, those emotions, those things, not deliberately trying to forget them and the pain and stuff, because I shouldn't even feel that way. If I initially didn't put myself in a position of me carrying this load with you. I hope this is making sense, right? Like, I have a personal investment into my clients, yes. My loved ones, yes. But also, I cannot carry their stuff for them. And I need to learn. That's what I'm learning. That is the main thing. So if I change that mindset of, I can help, I can give you this knowledge, I can give you this wisdom, I can give you these resources, I can give you this, that, whatever, and detach Portia from it. I can tap in every so often with you, check in. You good? You need you need some more stuff? I don't mind. But I cannot personally carry the load with you because I have to learn how to carry my own load and be okay with that. With that being said, I that's why I have been feeling the way that I have been feeling, and it's been really frustrating. I spent a week at one point just really, stuff was just piling on, piling on, piling on. Like I said, when you're used to dealing with people that are constantly reminding you of something that you're deliberately trying to forget, it makes it even harder. So then I'm like questioning, should I still be in relationship with these people? Should I still be in this placement with these people? Because I am allowing myself to feel feelings and I'm doing my best to suppress them, but I am not in a good space because I feel so strongly like I was taken advantage of and am being taken advantage of once again. And it's like, I even question God, like, God, you gave me this light. You gave me this light that people are so attracted to and they so drawn to and they so want to take from. Why? If it's going to be like this? Why, if I have to feel like I can't trust people? I can't be my real, open, authentic self with these people, be in fear of them taking advantage of me. I want to be able to feel my feelings and be expressive, but I don't want to hurt other people's feelings in the process of that because I know they need this. I know they need that. I know that they are unhealed. I know that they have this trauma. I know. So you've given me the gift of this light. You've also given me the gift of discernment. You've also given me the gift to see the full picture of a person in their entirety. And it makes me struggle even harder. But again, I think the piece that I was missing was me being attached from the beginning. Like, don't attach yourself, Portia. I've given you the gifts and the tools and the skills that you need. Utilize them properly. But no, I be thinking I'm used to the gifts and stuff, but since I have that knowledge and I have all of that, I can kind of like maneuver this thing better the way that I want to do it. But that's not how I need to do it. Because what I've been wanting and what I've been doing hasn't gotten me that far. So I needed to do it the way that God intended for it to happen, right? And I found this article on positivepsychology.com that states patterns of thinking, right? They really broke down what I was feeling and gave me more words to use to understand what I was experiencing, right? So the patterns of thinking, one is you believe negative emotions are something bad, weak, or embarrassing, which is not true. Okay. Don't get hung up in that space because it's not true. Just because the emotions are negative, that doesn't make them bad. That doesn't make you weak. And you don't have to feel embarrassed about it, right? Another thing, you believe negative emotions should not be expressed. So here I am, I'm frustrated to the point of anger, the surface emotion again, but really I'm frustrated and I'm disappointed and I feel taken advantage of and I feel really negative and like I don't know if you know that how you're moving and how you're showing up for me is really making me feel bad and I don't even know if you care, but I have to stop suppressing my feelings and my emotions because I'm over here hurting. It's painful for me. But I don't want to say anything because I believe if I express it, these negative emotions, thoughts, and feelings, that you're gonna feel bad. But again, what about me? Why am I willing to risk my health mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that for you to feel good about how you're presenting when how you're presenting is causing harm to other people? It's crazy. Another thing it says you believe that you never struggle with negative emotions and describe yourself as feeling fine. I was just telling my girlfriend this. Like you always tell me, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Girl, you're not fine. You're not. And this is the reason you feel like that. You believe that you never struggle with negative emotions and you describe yourself as feeling fine. I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm all right. I'll be good. Or I don't even express the negative emotions because I'm so busy suppressing them. I'll be over here in my head and in my body and in my mind, like, you good. You know they unhealed. You know what they've been through. You know they got to go on a journey. So why are you allowing this to bother you? So don't express this feeling. Don't tell them, you know, you're fine. You'll be fine. But baby, I'm not fine because it is affecting me. It is causing harm. It is making me question myself and the way that God has made me. And that was never the intention of my God. That's the intention of the devil, the demonic spirits out here that's trying to attack me, make me feel some type of way. But that ain't the intention of my God. So I can't give space any longer to these beliefs, these mindsets on my negative emotions. Okay? So those are some patterns of thinking and I totally freaking agree cuz I'll be over here on that bus. Yeah, I already know the struggle one. Okay? Another thing it says is that patterns of behaving are relating to yourself, okay? You ignore and push away negative thoughts and emotions. I already told y'all this is what I do all day long. You avoid and distract from your negative thoughts and emotions by turning toward numbing and escaping behaviors such as drinking and using substances, binge eating, watching TV, playing computer games, or overworking. First of all, I ask these people to be in my life, okay? Mind your business, psychologymind.com, okay? So, patterns of behaving and relating to yourself. That's crazy because, I mean, I avoid and I distract myself with these numbing and escaping behaviors. Definitely binge eating. I told y'all this before. Binge eating, definitely watching TV. I can watch TV all day long. Listening to podcasts, listening to, stuff that ain't even necessarily feeding me, playing computer games, overworking, definitely overworking. I have TikTok now. That's a huge outlet and distraction, numbing, escaping situation. I have quite a few things that can take up my time and take up that space so that I can escape from how I really am feeling. So I can distract myself and numb my feelings and my emotions. Like, what are we talking about? That's crazy. That's crazy. No more, Portia. No more. It also says you find it difficult to recognize and admit that things in your life are harming you. And I do, because I just make excuses for people and their behaviors. I make excuses for it. And then I have other people in my ear that are from the outside looking in, and they're like, Portia, this ain't it. Portia, no. Portia, like, and I'm like, bruh, chill. I got this. I know what I'm doing. But also, unbeknownst to me, obviously, that's where the repressing for me is really real, because I don't be knowing what I'm doing in the midst of it, because I'm so used to suppressing it. I'm so used to forcibly and voluntarily ending my own emotions, my own feelings, my own thoughts. But that ain't how it's supposed to be. And then when I get too fed up, when my cup get too filled and it's overflowing with these feelings, then now I'm like questioning everything. Like, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. Like, wait, has it been like this whole time? Yes, it has, Portia. You just chose to suppress how you really felt because you were in a repressive state. Jesus. This is crazy. You find yourself at times erupting. I just said that. You find yourself sometimes erupting because of built up emotions. And here we are again, back in this space. And I really be thinking in the moment, like, again, because I'm in a repressive state, I be thinking I'm doing all the things I need to do in order not to get this build up again. But I'm not. I'm in reality, I have not done all the things. I have not did what I needed to do because I was unconsciously in this space. That's crazy. The last thing they said, you focus more on your physical well-being. Is that why I've been working out more? Because listen, let me tell y'all something. I work out now. I don't want to work out. I've never been a huge, like, I want to work out. This makes me feel good. It's a adrenaline rush. And like, that's never been me. It still ain't me. I only work out because I know I need to for my overall health. And I do have a goal of getting healthy overall. I want to lose some weight, but I'm not like I need to be this size. I just want to be healthy. And I know that I can't do that sitting on my fat ass every day in and day out and expecting a different result. Hello, insanity. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm working more on my physical well-being. But also, I guess my physical well-being could be the totality of me, right? Because like I say all the time, all of this is connected. So if my mental and my spiritual are good, that all plays into the part of my physical well-being, right? So yeah, that's where we are with that. And so that could be part of the reason that I've amped up on this. Like, I'm just going to control what I have control of. And because I don't have control of how I'm allowing myself to feel in this space with people that are in my life that are causing me to, their actions are causing me to be in a suppressive state, I am focusing on things that I can control, i.e., taking care of my physical well-being, right? Oh, Jesus, this is annoying. I am in real time annoyed right now because, like, why? Why am I allowing this to be a thing? Like, why have I allowed this to be a thing for so long? It's really frustrating. And even still in all of that, if I was to have a conversation with the people who I feel like I can't express my negative emotions and feelings and thoughts with you because of your unhealed state, and you're going to be unwilling to receive what I have, it still leaves me in a place of what to do. Another thing they said, patterns of behavior and relating to others. This is how it shows up. You generally do not like to be asked how you feel. That's true. That's true and kind of false for me. I don't mind people asking me how I feel, truly, but also I think that people want me to have a level of energy and enthusiasm and stuff towards things that I can't give them because I am in a suppressive state and in a repressive state. I don't have much to give in this because I really don't know how to properly navigate it without making people feel some type of way. But that is my truth. You put on a positive front in front of others and do not express negative emotion. This thing is reading my life for filth right now. Ciao. And this is true because I do this, especially when I don't feel safe. When I feel safe, I don't mind. I will be rip me open and it's all gonna come pouring out. But when I don't feel safe, this is very much so true. I think though that peaks of my negative emotions come out. They do. And I be trying to like suppress them, and they be like, "Nah, B, we in this piece. No, this is how I feel." And blah, 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 blah. But it still don't be the totality of me. It still don't be all of it. It just be like a little snippet. Like I just let the beast come out a little bit and then come back in, and I'd be like, "Okay." But that's where that originates from, for sure. For me, for sure. You get along well with people, but struggle with emotional intimacy and close friendships. That That is so real. I do get along very well with people. I am your everyday girl. Like I'm cool, calm, collect. Like I'm chill. I'm very open to people, but not but. Listen, I do struggle with emotional intimacy because I've been burned so many times. I've been burned so many times, and it's trauma behind it. And I am still unsure if I can give space for you in that. Even though I go into relationships open to give that space, but I think because God has sharpened my tools, so in my ear, I listen very intently, I'm very observant, and I receive what you say, and I have already checked some things in my mind about you, and it's just kind of like, oh, like I can see you well before you really get to show your ass, and I'll be like, I knew, I knew. But again, because I be attached to folks, I be willing to go through. I'm gonna go through the storm with you. I don't have a problem. Just carry me along. Like, and be given grace after grace after grace. But that's the struggle for me because I want to be emotionally intimate with you. I want to be able to be close with you, but I know you aren't fully where you need to be in order for me to be comfortable. And I don't think I communicate that well with people. And so it just be like, I'm fine. It also says you feel uncomfortable with and struggle to tolerate people who are emotional and express negativity, and you try to shift focus to the positive. That is me all freaking day. My friends say this about me all the time. My friends say this about me all the time. I told y'all before they called me PC. I'm politically correct, but I'm really not politically correct. I just be trying to be positive about things because I do feel uncomfortable and I be struggling tolerating people who are emotional and express negativity. Like it is a huge struggle for me. So I always try to shift it. I always try to shift it because that's where I'm at today. I haven't always been at that place though. I was the overly emotional and negatively expressive person in moments. I think I've been more positive. I don't even know. When I'm dealing with others, maybe I'd be more in a positive stance. But when I'm dealing with myself, it's definitely more negative, if that makes sense. Um, but when now that I know that that is a whole struggle within myself, is the negative emotion or the negative mindset, I am extremely conscious of it. And anytime negative mindsets try to come in my orbit, I will dismiss it. I will shift quickly to the positive because it makes me so uncomfortable now. Now that I'm personally aware of how it is and how it shows up for me and what I have contributed to it, I don't want to dwell in that space with other people. So I will shift. I will go over there. I'd be extremely uncomfortable. And then people will make fun or tease me about it. And I'd be like, I don't think I had the words to it like to express why I feel this way. So I suppress. I try to stand in who I am and be like, no, but this is how I really feel. And I think people are so used to dealing with other negative people that they think like I'm a monolith. I don't know what the hell they think, or that I'm playing, I'm acting, I'm putting on a role. Like, no, this is who I am. This is me. And I don't want to dwell in that space. I'm not putting on a show because that's what you think. I don't know, like, what would be my point to do that? This is not a facade. Like, this is me. And I've worked damn hard to get to this place. So it'd be a struggle. It'd be a struggle. It'd be a struggle. Anyway, my last point on this whole you dig is following direction, the GPS versus a paper map. And God has given me clear, concise, straight to the point directions. And yes, I may not know what roads I'm going to take, what interstates, what cities, towns, country. I don't know which way is going. No, that's not right. I know which way it's going. I may not have all the intimate details that the map has to offer, right? I may not know all the names of the streets or the roads or the interstates or the highways and the byways and all the things. I may not have that information, but I do know where my final destination is, and I know that I will reach it. So I have to allow myself to not get caught up on, and this is a part of my problem, because even today when I use my GPS, I've always used my GPS to go any and everywhere. 9 times out of 10, even if I know how to get there, I still turn on my GPS just in case. It can tell me if it's a minor crash. It can tell me if it's a detour. It can tell me if whatever, the police are here, whatever. Not that I be doing anything that need police attention, but I just be wanting to be in the know. It's a safety net for me to put on my GPS. And so I utilize it. But also, especially when I'm going places I don't know where I'm going, I get lost. With the GPS on. When I first started driving, we still had MapQuest, and I had to print off directions. I never physically used a real map to navigate myself, because by the time, again, I started driving, we had MapQuest, and you can print it off the internet and get the direction, tell you exactly, turn right here and do this, that. Now we have the GPS in the cars, on the phones, on your watches, your smart watches, all kinds of stuff. And so anyway, I still have always been hard-headed, because even with the papers, I used to get really anxious, and I'm like trying to read it. Okay, cool. And I do this and I make a wrong turn. I'm like, dang it, I thought it said this. Okay, good. And I'm trying to retain this stuff. But anyhow, with the GPS, it can talk to you, girl. And I ain't got to look at nothing but the screen. And so even with that, I only allow her. I used to let her talk all the time, child. And she was annoying. And so I turned her off. But now she only talks when she needs to alert me with something, because I can pay attention to the screen, in front of me. And so I still get lost because I don't follow the instructions. I don't follow the directions completely. I'll get distracted. I'll be on the phone. I'll be listening to a podcast. I'll be jamming music with my kids. Or I think I know what's to come. And so I suppress, or unconsciously, I repress my feelings and thoughts and my emotions that are attached to this direction. The directing that I am receiving from the GPS. And then I make the wrong turn and it added 5 minutes to my trip, and I was going to make it on time potentially, and now I'm not, because I refuse to listen and pay attention to the directions. And I allowed distractions, i.e. people or things, to get in my way and to cause me to look at this differently than what my God have already directed me to do. I get caught up in all the hoopla and the thing. You know how we driving and we see the traffic is backed up, and then you're like, oh my gosh, all this traffic, it was a crash, whatever. And then when you get up to it, you slowing down and you looking, you know what I'm saying? It's essentially the same thing. But like, why? Why am I allowing myself and allowing distractions to come in and make me feel some type of way, make me suppress my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts, and not fully go in to who I am and who God have called me to be? Why am I not continuously driving ahead? Yes, I may not know what the next street looks like. Yes, it may not even have no street lights. It may look very dark, but I got my headlights on. I'm equipped with what I need. I am safe. I know that God is not going to allow anything to happen to me negatively or badly or whatever. And yet here I am, battling with the instructions, with the directions that were given, because I don't want to hurt other people. I don't want to be expressive. I want to suppress what is hurting me. From this day forward, it's a no for me, dog. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I still may not know how to approach this fully, but I am willing to go through it for sure. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for myself. I just have to follow the directions. I have to allow God to lead and guide me continuously. Don't get distracted by the minor crashes. Don't get distracted by the potholes, the things that are in the road. Don't get distracted by the people and what they're doing to try to tear you down. Don't get distracted. Everyone doesn't mean well to you. So sometimes you're suppressing emotions, feelings, and thoughts for somebody that is sending evil your way anyway. They don't want nothing good for you. They're jealous of you. They're jealous of your light. They want to take everything you have, and you sitting over there none the wiser because you too busy suppressing how you really feel. But you're getting all the warning signs. All the lights are flashing. All of the things, you see the signs telling you up ahead this road is coming to an end. And yet and still you keep driving towards that direction when God told you to go another one. The GPS told you not to go that way. They already came up with an alternate route, and you still trying to truck along and ignore yourself. Voluntarily, forcibly put an end to it. And on that note, we're not doing that anymore, y'all. We got to keep moving on. We got to feel our feelings, our emotions. We can't voluntarily or unconsciously allow ourselves to be in these states any longer because it's getting you nowhere. Feel your feelings. The more you feel, the more you heal. The more you heal, the more you reveal. And you will make it to your final destination. Period. So I'm going to end this episode with my favorite segment, as I always do. Speak Life. All right. This is the segment where I leave you with a call to action for yourself, but not just for you, but for me as well. Okay. So I'll leave you with these words to hold on to until next time. Today's Speak Life affirmation is: my feelings are a temporary reaction to a problem I will overcome. Again, today's Speak Life affirmation is: my feelings are a temporary reaction to a problem I will overcome. You heard it, you say it, you write it down, and remind yourself to speak that thing and make it happen, because life be life in a song. Love y'all. See y'all next time.